So we welcome friends from First Church in Jamaica Plain. So great to have you with us, and we're looking forward to being with you next Sunday. One of the blessings of this time is that because we're meeting virtually, we can be anywhere and join folks anywhere. And so it's great to be joining with our neighbors not too far apart. Folks here know me in two different capacities. So my name is Reverend Joanna Lubkin. I'm the minister at All Souls Church in Braintree, but I've also been the office and facilities administrator at First Church in JP for the last couple months. So glad to connect us all. Let me just paste into the chat the correct link here for the order of service. If you would like to follow along, you don't necessarily need it, but if you would like to, there you go. Great. A few logistical notes also as we get started. If you're calling in by phone, and I know there will be some folks who will, although they're not here yet, so I'll save that for later. Feel free to get up and move around as you need to, especially if we're including animals in this. I understand they have their own needs and minds of their own, so take care of whatever you need. We will ask us all to stay muted unless we're actively sharing. You can mute and unmute by going to the button in the bottom left corner that has a little microphone. It says mute or unmute, depending on where you're at right now. Invite you to use the chat to talk with each other. And I invite you now, as we're getting started, to introduce yourself with your name and if you have an affiliation with either of the congregations or you're just joining us as a friend, to let us know that in the chat. So invite us to take a full breath.
Joel, I'm a member of First Church. Long-standing, thank you.
Great, welcome. And I'm going to invite further folks to do that in the chat as we go along. Great. So let's take a fuller breath, get ourselves centered as we begin our time together. You are welcome in this Unitarian Universalist congregation. Whatever religions you have known, however you understand the divine or don't, you are welcome here. Whoever you are, whomever you love, whatever body you live in, wherever your ancestors came from, you are welcome here. So take a breath, be present, slow down. Let yourself be authentic and real. Let this be a sacred space, ready to welcome in everyone with an open heart. Welcome to worship. At the beginnings of our services together, we kindle two flames. The chalice, the light of our faith, which is kind of the cup of community, and the flame of faith or truth. And at All Souls, we can kindle a green candle, symbolic of our commitment to being a green sanctuary congregation. So we light these candles with words from Eric Williams. In the beginning, there was light, infinite and expansive, flowing out from an unseen center. Throughout creation, there is light. From the steady sun and the glowing moon, the flashing meteor and the twinkling stars, and the auroras dancing in the northern skies. Within each part of creation, there is light, slowed down and held close by every cell and molecule, by each atom and element. Within you, there is light. The same light as the source, the same light, the same radiance that is in all creatures. May these small flames be a constant reminder to you of your true nature and your kinship with all beings. If you have a candle or a chalice at home that you'd like to light, I invite you to join me in that now. And First Church has the beautiful practice of saying the chalice is lit on blank street, which I would love for All Souls to join in with if we'd like. If you've lit a chalice, either symbolically or metaphorically, you're welcome to say the chalice is lit on and share with us where you are. Allow me to just share the screen for a second. We sing in honor of these two flames, a song written by one of our members. Just a moment to make sure everybody can see it. Great. Jacob, will you take us away?
May the light which is before us nurture and sustain the light within us.
Thank you. And this is Jacob Clapper, All Souls Church's music director. So we're glad to have him with us too. So this Sunday is a special Sunday. It's this week was Earth Day, in fact, the 50th anniversary of it being an official holiday. And many churches have a tradition of doing a blessing of the animals, and it's often connected with St. Francis of Assisi, who is said to have preached to the animals and who regarded them as his kin. His feast day is in October, so often that holiday, that special occasion is done in October. But for those of us who are cooped up in our houses with our animals, we figured this is the perfect time that we offer them our blessings. We appreciate the blessings from them. So with that, I open the service with these words that are attributed to Chief Seattle, a Squamish and Duwamish chief. Teach your children what we have taught our children, that the earth is our mother. Whatever befalls the earth befalls the children of the earth. If humans spit on the ground, they spit upon themselves. This we know. The earth does not belong to us. We belong to the earth. This we know. All things are connected, like the blood which unites one family. All things are connected. Whatever befalls the earth befalls the children of the earth. We did not weave the web of life. We are merely a strand in it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. With those words, I invite us to join in singing our opening hymn, which is the beloved favorite Blue Boat Home. I invite us to sing heartily, even while muted from our own homes, and to join along. The words will be on the screen, and they're also in the order of service, which is available at the link there.
I've been sailing all my life.
the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on. Read the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
And thanks to the magic of choir recordings from the All Souls Choir, it's so great to hear the choir in whatever way we can. So our time for all ages today, it's so delightful to have a really wide range of ages with us today, but this is great for all of us. So when we bless the animals, it gives us a chance to bless not only the critters that we're used to loving, maybe the dogs or the cats or the birds, but the ones that maybe are a little bit less easy to love. The bugs, the worms, all of the creatures that have a place in our world. And this song, All God's Critters Got a Place in the Choir, is a great one to celebrate all of them. And so our special treat today, so many of you send in photos of your beloved pets, present and of blessed memory. So I hope I got all of them in, all of the ones that were sent in. If not, they are still going to be blessed, but here we go.
All God's critters got a place in the choir, and some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got down. Listen to the bass, it's the one on the bottom where the bullfrog croaks and the hippopotamus moans and groans with a big to-do, and the old cow just goes moo. Well, the dogs and cats, they take up the middle, the honeybee hums and the crickets fiddle, the donkey brays and the pony neighs, the old coyote howls. All God's critters got a place in the choir, and some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire, and some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Listen to the top where the little bird sings the melody with the high voice ringing, the hoot owl hollers o'er everything, and the jaybird disagrees. Singing in the nighttime, singing in the day, the little duck quacks and he's on his way. The possum don't have much to say, and the porcupine talks to herself. All God's critters got a place in the choir, and some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire, and some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Oh, everybody here is a part of the plan. We all get to play in the great critter band, from the eagle in the sky to the whale in the sea. It's one great symphony. All together, all God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire, and some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now.
So friends, I invite you, if you have an animal critter with you, come here. Yeah. Ooh. If you can lay your hands on them or put a hand on their cage, on their photo. If there's an animal you're remembering, you put your hand on your heart. And we just do hi. This has been a very simple, quick blessing. Put your hand on their head or in their direction and just simply say their name. You are a blessing. May you be blessed. Bean, you are a blessing. May you be blessed. In honor of these blessings, these words from Maureen Kilmoran. For the blessings of our animal companions, we give thanks. Bye. For the beautiful ones, those whose fur is silky, whose tails are long, whose feathers are brilliant, or whose voices are splendid, we give thanks. For the frantic ones, the runts and the hungry, who run for a food bowl or a pat as though this is life's last possible gift, we give thanks. For the obnoxious ones, the ones that headbutt us when we're trying to sleep, the bodies that refuse to learn discretion as they make digestive gifts, we give thanks. For those who bark and purr and growl and mew, for all who squeak or squawk or snarl or hiss, we give thanks. For the animals unknown to us, those whose niche in life's web is fragile, whose lives are insecure, for all who care for them and wish them well, we give thanks. Blessed are the animals. Blessed are the creatures who live with us and who need our care. Blessed are the mammals and the reptiles and the birds who teach us that we are not alone. Blessed are all living things from whom we learn to love. May all animals be blessed as they are a blessing. Would you get off the table? Perfect. Bean is great for comedic relief, not always for pastoral presence. So it's true of all of our animals. With our animals duly blessed, we turn now to the joys and the sorrows and the hopes and concerns on our own hearts. If you don't already have your Zoom in gallery view, you might want to be able to see everyone's faces. There's a little control in the top right corner of desktops, at least, or laptops. It says speaker view and gallery view. If you click on it, it should be able to get you to gallery view if you'd like to see everyone. So if you'd like to share a joy or a sorrow or hope or a prayer from your own life, you're invited to take yourself off mute, or if you need assistance with that, like just give us a wave or type in the chat, to share your name and to share briefly but fully what's on your heart. And after each share, I will drop a stone into a vase of water. All are welcome.
Hi.
Oop. Andy, you just remuted, hang on. Andy, can you unmute yourself again? Hang on. Try now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Thanks. This is my wife, Kathy, sitting next to me. It's nice to see the folks from First Church in JP. I don't even know how to begin. Colin, our son, is having a terrible time in New York, very anxious. And his partner, Sanjay, is in the hospital with kidney failure. No. This has been a situation for Sanjay that's been deteriorating for some time. But the good news is that he is at Mount Sinai, Queens, a good hospital, and they're trying to make arrangements for his ongoing dialysis before they release him, make sure that he'll be okay going forward. He is okay now. He's undergone at least 2 rounds of dialysis in the last couple of days. So if you'd send your kind thoughts down to Astoria, Queens, really appreciate it. Thanks.
Kind thoughts winging for Colin and Sanjay.
Go ahead, speak. Oh, could I say something?
Please, this is Rick and Don. Rick, go ahead.
I'm Rick Anderson from All Souls Church, And I want to, because we haven't been in church for the last couple of weeks, I want to acknowledge I had my 80th birthday a couple of weeks ago. And Dawn, my partner of 40 years, gave me this wonderful 80 mug for my birthday. So I will wish anyone who has had a birthday a happy birthday. Hopefully it's not 80, but it's at least something. So thank you very much.
Happy
80.
birthday, Rick.
That's a good thing.
Sure is.
I'm Abby Kruger from First Church in JP, and I would like to rejoice that my isolated mother successfully Zoomed yesterday. We had face contact, and it's pretty exciting. Don't know if she can pull it off again. The technology is challenging, but it's pretty exciting because we're all missing seeing her.
That's great. Thank you, Abby.
Hi. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep, go ahead. And then I see Margaret's over there next. Go for it.
Lyra and I had an experience this week in walking around Jamaica Pond, which I think is appropriate for sharing on this day of blessing the animals. Lyra?
Yeah, this is kind of something that we don't want to, it's information that we don't really want to have travel out in the community, but we did see in an area which is normally peopled, but no longer is at this time, we saw a mother Canada goose with 7 eggs that she was sitting on. So, you know, please don't tell the Boston Globe or go over there and take pictures and put them on Facebook, because you know, she needs to be protected.
But it was very cool.
But it was really very wonderful, and it just makes me so happy to think about animals being in places where they normally cannot be because people are there.
For Mama Goose and all those critters finding a place in the world right now. Margaret, and I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the person you've got.
David.
I'm David.
David.
I just wanted to add a prayer again regarding Mount Sinai for the first responders and the nurses and the docs in that wonderful hospital. Blessed be.
For the doctors, nurses, and responders at Mount Sinai and all of our hospitals.
I've got one.
Okay, great. And then let's let Diane go, and then Linda.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Hello, Diane Doucette, member of All Souls Church in Braintree. And this year, we've noticed that it's much closer. Usually I've watched TV reports, but we lost one long lifetime friend. He was older. And other family members, like especially those in nursing homes, you know, they are positive, and that's it. And the other concern I have is that living in multiple family buildings like condo complexes really poses a very severe threat, because people have mailboxes, or they're coming in. And as I drive around, or we drive around for a ride, and I don't get out of the car, if someone is jogging by, I raise the window up. These are very small things, and I see packs of kids and mothers and little kids. No one has masks on, and even if they don't, you know, even if they're not contagious, it just sends an awful message. And I think I've noticed it much more this week, and this week it will be worse. And in fact, there is a person in my building that is infected. You know, now what do I do? You know, and I call town hall, and I got online. There's nothing available for people who live in condo complexes where you're sharing common areas of entrances and going in. And I said, well, we could spray, you know, and disinfect weekly. I know, you could do that, and 5 minutes later, if things could be contagious. I understand that. But what do? Do nothing. So, you know, and rugs will carry it. You carry it on your shoes. How do you know you can't? And there's a lot of unknowns. Yeah. So that's what we're dealing this weekend. And my children are telling me I should get out of the building and go to, you know, their home. Why would I go to your home with your kids? I'm all right. I'm careful. And I don't leave without a mask and gloves and wipes to handle the doorknobs and things like that. But I have to adjust the way I leave my building now to avoid the entrance by which the person lives near, closer to, and park at a different location.
And Diane, you're not alone in that. So I think there's a number of people in a similar kind of boat who I'm sure would be happy to talk with you and brainstorm together how to approach it. For now, and drop a stone in prayer and in my faith in our creative problem solving.
Oh, you have to be very creative.
Thanks, Diane. Linda and Mark, are you next?
Yep. So yesterday was Mark's birthday, and tomorrow is Tom's birthday. So we had a very quiet celebration here. And they've been quarantining too, so we're going to try to see them tomorrow. And Megan, who is still out there on the front line, nurse at Emerson Hospital, as soon as she got home from work, she FaceTimed with us. We got to see Maeve. So that was best present, right?
That was really great. That's good.
So,
and I just want to say that I have both a joy and a concern that next Friday I'm retiring. So officially out. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Happy birthday and happy retirement.
Thank you.
So, Lynn and Mark, when are you moving down here?
No way, we're not leaving that baby.
Great. Anyone else?
Yes, I would like to.
Yes, please, Ista.
Well, this is Persis.
Sorry.
My husband. This is Persis from First Church, and I just want to say that I'm grateful. It's my son's 7th birthday today, and thanks to a lot of the people in the First Church community, he was able to raise over $2,000 for Project Bread in honor of his birthday, and I feel really grateful for everyone and their support. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you, Persis. Scroll over both screens, make sure I see everyone. I'll drop one final stone for all of the sorrows and all of the joys that we hold in our heart that remain unspoken. We center ourselves for some time of prayer and contemplation with a hymn. We'll sing together, We Give Thanks, which I know is familiar to folks at both churches. And it's one that's got a call and response. So I'll sing a line, and on your own muted terms, you're welcome to either sing with me or sing the echo. And thank you to Jacob for recording accompaniment for it. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here, and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. invite you to center yourself for some time of meditation and prayer, first in words, then in silence, and then in music. Our meditation today is from Sutta Nipata, a Buddhist sacred text. In safety and in bliss, may all creatures be of a blissful heart. Whatever breathing beings there may be, frail or firm, long or big, short or small, seen or unseen, dwelling far or near, existing or yet seeking to exist, may all creatures be of a blissful heart. Let us be together in contemplative quiet. So may it be. Our meditation continues in music. Our reading this morning is from Reverend Teresa Inez Soto, and it is called When Your Best Friend Has 4 or So Legs. What it means to have a pet is to love someone who speaks a language you do not. A dog will bow and prance, a cat will purr and blink, a guinea pig will giggle and squeak. A long time ago, a friend of mine had a dog with soft ears and considered herself the pup's guardian. A gentle way to think of protecting and caring for a friend, such a small gesture of respect for a source of boundless love. The dog's long pink tongue lolling in a goofy grin. The cat convinced that kneading and grooming are crucial to this day. A bird asking for a treat, bending to wing a wave. These are friends. These are loves. It's kind of a surprise that you should love someone so much who would eat the butter on the table if they could get away with it, and gets endless hair on the sofa when they aren't even supposed to be on the furniture. When they are called companion animals, it's such an open, tender truth. The endless cuddles and tricks and loyalty, the comfort of fingers to fur and big, adoring eyes. These are friends. They are loves. They stretch our hearts and fill them with their abundance of kindness. When they are gone, our hearts remain larger, though their absence leaves room for expanses of grief. Their love champions and companions us still. The Reverend Teresa Inez Soto. Our Unitarian Universalist congregations, sorry, the cat has brought me a toy. Our Unitarian Universalist congregations are self-supporting. And during this time, many of us rely on our congregations for a sense of community and connection. And this is a time for us to figure out what is ours to pitch in, whatever we feel capable of contributing, to be able to make sure that this community continues to exist for ourselves, for our neighbors, for those who have yet to find us. So as you feel called and able, I invite you to contribute to the ongoing care of this community. I'll put the link in the chat to donate online, which you can do now or after the service. Thank you, friends, for your generosity. And thank you to Judy Cobble for your generous and loving playing of piano for us. Here is a recording she sent for us to offer by. Thank you again, Judy. Forgive me while I read my sermon from my phone. Every single creature is full of God and is a book about God. This is Meister Eckhart, a Christian theologian writing in 13th century Germany. Every single creature is full of God and is a book about God. Every creature is a word of God, he writes. If I spent enough time with the tiniest creature, even a caterpillar, I would never have to prepare a sermon. So full of God is every creature. As we mentioned, this past Wednesday was the 50th anniversary of Earth Day as an official holiday, though one could make a good argument that every day is Earth Day. And it's a good time for lifting up the seventh principle of Unitarian Universalism. We affirm and promote the interdependent web of all existence, of which we are a part. And this time, right now, we might be highlighting or changing our own connection to the natural world, both individually and as a society. Perhaps going out in nature or watching it out of our windows has been a saving grace for us. As we see, at least in the Boston area, The light green leaves of spring begin to emerge on the trees. Those of you in Florida have a different experience. As we listen to the bird song, we might feel our anxiety and our blood pressure begin to lower. Or perhaps we're yearning for more of a connection with the outside, with the natural world, with her creatures, if we're confined within four walls for safety and for well-being. For those of us who live with animals, this time is giving us a great chance to appreciate their companionships. Many of you have told me that your pet is helping you get through this time with their love, with their complete indifference to the concept of a global pandemic, with the fact that they make you get outside, or they snuggle up with you, or they make you laugh. And so we offer our thanks to the animals of the world, and we offer our blessings. And we acknowledge the blessings and teachings that they offer us. In her novel, Gilead, Marilyn Robinson writes from the perspective of Reverend John Ames, who's a dying, elderly Congregationalist minister. And Reverend Ames is composing a letter to his young son to be read someday later. I just love this passage where the minister describes a moment of blessing from his own childhood. Once, Reverend Ames says, we baptized a litter of cats. It occurred to one of my sisters to swaddle them up in a doll's dress. There was only one dress, but it was just as well, since the cats could hardly tolerate it for even a moment and would have been unswaddled as soon as they were christened in any case. I myself moistened their brows, repeating the full Trinitarian formula. Their grim, old, crooked-tailed mother found us baptizing away by the creek and began carrying her babies off by the napes of their necks. We lost track of which was which, but we were fairly sure that at least some of the creatures had been carried away still in the darkness of paganism, and that worried us a great deal. I still remember how those warm little brows felt under the palm of my hand. Everyone has petted a cat, but to touch one like that, with the pure intention of blessing, is a very different thing. It stays the mind. For years, we would wonder what, from a cosmic viewpoint, we had done to them. It still seems to me to be a real question. Reverend Ames concludes, there is a reality in blessing. It doesn't enhance sacredness, but it acknowledges it. And there is a power in that. Keeping my cat away from the open flame. Reverend Ames concludes, I have felt it pass through me, so to speak. Whoop. Off, please. Yeah. Thanks. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to just close the door once I'm here. May they be blessed. All right. Reverend Ames concludes, there is a reality in blessing. It doesn't enhance sacredness, but it acknowledges it. There is a power in that. The sensation is one of really knowing a creature. I mean, really feeling its mysterious life and your own mysterious life at the same time. When we approach another creature with the pure intention of blessing it, of acknowledging its sacredness, the blessing flows through us. Our animals both offer us a chance to bless and to receive blessing. The ecologist Joanna Macy imagines us in conversation with our fellow creatures, knowing that they have wisdom and blessing to share. With a timely kind of insight, Dr. Macy writes, "We hear you, fellow creatures. We know we are wrecking the world and we are afraid. What we have unleashed has such momentum now. We don't know how to turn it around. Don't leave us alone. We need your help. And you need us too for your own survival. Are there powers you can share with us?" The lichen respond, "I, lichen, work slowly, very slowly. Time is my friend. This is what I give you, patience for the long haul and perseverance." The trout respond, "It is a dark time. As deep diving trout, I offer you my fearlessness of the dark." The lion responds, "I, lion, give you my roar, the voice to speak out and be heard." And finally, the caterpillar responds, "I am caterpillar. The leaves I eat taste bitter now, but dimly, I sense a great change coming. What I offer you, humans, is my willingness to dissolve and transform. I do that without knowing what the end result will be. So I share with you my courage too. What lessons, what blessings have the creatures in your life shared with you? You're welcome to type them into the chat as we go along, the lessons that creatures and animals have shared with you. I offer some lessons from the creatures in my circle, especially for this time of sheltering in place and pandemics. Allow me to do another screen share here. Lesson 1, be of service and express appreciation to those who help you. My mom's service dog, Phoebe, helps her out in a number of ways, one of which is picking up things that my mom drops. And when I get to watch Phoebe, it is so clear that she loves to be useful and she loves to have a task. And I know I too need to be useful and feel like I have a way to contribute. And Phoebe reminds me to seek out ways to help. And then her expectant gaze afterwards reminds me to express gratitude to those who help me, whether with words or thanks or special treats. Here, see for yourself. Oops, that didn't work. Come on.
This is Phoebe, and oh no, honey, I dropped my pen. Can I have it? Oh, good girl. Thank you so very much. That was a very good thing that you just did. Good girl.
You might see Phoebe make an appearance on the Leah Cherison Square. It's where she lives. Lesson 2, check in with yourself and those around you. What do you actually need right now? One of my favorite social media accounts is run by Christina Hunger, who's a speech-language pathologist. And she's trained her dog Stella to use a set of programmed buttons to communicate. Here's a small example.
Do you want to go for a walk? Or go to the beach? Or the park? What do you think? Here, you can lay in your bed. Lay in your bed. Good girl. And some belly rubs first. Good girl.
What about you? Do you Need to go outside? Do you need to drink some water? Stella reminds us to check in with ourselves and to nap when it's time to nap. Lesson 3, take time for the practices that help you feel grounded. My friend Emily is a Lutheran pastor up in Malden, and she sent me this picture of her cat, reminding her to take time for contemplative Bible study. Whether it's sleeping in a sunbeam, reading a sacred text or some poetry to get you through, or singing, whatever it is for you, take some time to feel grounded. Number 4, find the potential for joy, comfort, and mischief wherever you are. Some of you know that after my elderly cat passed away at the beginning of what I'm now calling the Great Shutdown, I brought home that rescue kitten, Bean. She's 6 months old and has taught me many lessons. She was a feral street cat and is now an inside-only cat. So she is getting to be a pro at sheltering in place. She finds contentment and amusement wherever she is, whether it's watching attentively as our neighbor's dogs play outside, or trying to play with a pen, or a power cord, or the chapstick she was chasing down the hallway while I was trying to preach earlier, or the music stand with the shaker on it. She reminds me to be creative and find joy right where I am. Number 5, play every day. Having a kitten around is a great reminder to play. Playing on your own, doing things just for the fun of it is good. Playing with others, finding a way to have fun with the people around you, however you're able to connect right now, is even better. Here's a thing I didn't know when I adopted Bean. She plays fetch. So this is from my own Facebook page here. You'll hear me talking to her in an encouraging cat voice. It's not me right now, that's the video. In case you needed additional proof, this has been going on for a few minutes. Come on, bring it here, buddy. Bring it here. Oh, is this gonna be one? Oh yes, there we go. Good girl. Yes, you waiting patiently? Come on, Bean. Bring her here. Yes, good girl. Good girl. Okay. Yes, you're so good. To be clear, that was also happening during the service. She was bringing me her toy to be fetched. And finally, love unconditionally. The people in our lives right now might be far away, or they might feel just way too close and driving us up the wall. They may make decisions we disagree with. Love them anyway. Look at people the way my family friend's dog Lucy here looks at, well, pretty much everybody. Just see the best in the person and emanate love. My beloveds, each creature is full of the presence of God, of the holy. The creatures of the world have lessons to teach us, if only we would slow down enough to listen. How does it feel to approach another creature with the intention of blessing it? When we bless and acknowledge the sacredness in another, the blessing flows through us. Blessed are all living things from whom we learn to love. I love you unconditionally. Amen. Our closing hymn has words attributed to Saint Francis of Assisi, all creatures of the earth and sky. Invite you to sing along on mute as we sing. The lyrics are both embedded in the video and are in the order of service.
All creatures of the earth and sky, on kindred lift your voices high. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Bright burning sun with golden beam, soft shining moon with silver gleam. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Swift rushing winds so wild and strong,
Unmute.
flying clouds that sail in heaven along. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Fair rising morn in praise rejoice. High stars of evening find a voice. Hallelujah, 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 Cool flowing water, pure and clear, make music for all life to hear. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Death's flame of fire so strong and bright, bless us with your warmth and light. Hallelujah, hallelujah,
Our closing words are by Cheryl Block. As we go forward into this frightening, exhilarating, confusing, miraculous world, may we offer our comfort to the afflicted, our love to those who are lonely, and our wish for all to be safe. Go and be blessed as you are a blessing. Amen. During this pandemic time, we've had a practice of our postlude being some uplifting bit of music that has come from the internet. I'm especially delighted to share this next one with you. Might just be my own sense of humor, but it makes me very happy.
Calma e tranquilidade são as ordens do Senhor. Calma e tranquilidade para receber o amor.
I know the volume was soft on that. So friends, thank you for joining us together. It will take some time. It's so great to share this time with folks from First Church. Next week, we're going to be joining you all for your service on Rest and Joy with Reverend Elizabeth Buki. So All Souls folks at 10:30 will gather. Oh my goodness, I just got to share with you what the cat is trying to do at the moment. She's like going up and over the top of a chair here. Okay. So at 10:30 next week, when we would normally have our start time, we'll have an All Souls coffee hour, social time, just for us to connect a little bit. And then at a few minutes before 11, we'll go over to the Zoom room with First Church for a service there with them. A few gatherings this week offer some chances for connection. If you'd like to join in a coffee hour or a lunchtime, we've got those things happening. So best way to be in the loop about that is to follow us on Facebook at All Souls Braintree, and to sign up for our newsletter if you'd like. So we'll have some time for social gatherings. So you're welcome to take yourself off mute. We'll take about 3 or 4 minutes for just whole big group if you want to say anything, and then we'll do small breakout groups. So folks from both churches, welcome to stay. We'll do little breakout groups of maybe like 6 people per group, so you get a chance to just have some conversation, checking in on the question of how are you doing and what came up for you for today's service. So feel free to off mute yourself.
Bye, everybody. We're going to check out.
Bye, Linda and Mark. Good to see you.
Bye.
And just unmute everybody so you can just also go ahead. You're unmuted.
Bye.
Bye, party group.
Thank you, Joanna.
Yeah.
Lovely service.
Thank you. It's good to have you.
Hey, Lucy.
Hi, Lucy.
Who's saying hi? Margaret.
Margaret.
Hard to know. Everybody, it's good to see you. Hi.
Did you see Gracie?
Yes. Did you see Gwen?
Oh, what a good penguin.
I was thinking that Gracie teaches us to really welcome people when they arrive in a home.
What are you cooking?
That's good.
All right, so friends might be wanting to stay in here and be put in a small breakout group to have a little bit of social time. I'm going to get those situated here.